Yo, what's going on, guys? We're doing another reptile room tour, and this time it's for April. So let's start it off. Right here we have my box turtles. There's 2 of them in this 2-foot by 4-foot pen. They have a big water bowl, hide, and a bunch of fake plants to hide in. I just fed them some kale, collards, and parsley. And yeah, that's them. And right behind them I have my small aquatic turtles, which there is a painted turtle, a musk turtle, and a betta fish in here. It's a 55-gallon tank with a big log for them to get out on and bask, and a bunch of other fake plants with some rocks at the bottom. Then under the box turtles I have my 2 bearded dragons. They're in a 120-gallon plywood enclosure. One's sitting there under the basking spot, and one's just getting done eating. They were eating the same thing as the box turtles. They have a big log, a bunch of cork bars to climb around on, and a water dish over there with a few plants scattered everywhere. And yeah, that's them. Then we'll move on to my larger turtles in their 75-gallon aquarium. There is 3 painted turtles. This is the smallest, the one in the middle, and the biggest, along with 2 musk turtles. The bigger one and the smaller one. They have a log to get out and bask on, again with a bunch of just plants. And then we'll move on to my tarantula, which is hiding, but if I get some light, just take the turtle's light for a second. You can see him right in there. Hopefully you could see that. Not sure. He's a green bottle blue, if I didn't mention that. And he's in a 8 by 8 by 12 Exoterra. And get this light back. And then underneath the tarantula are my leopard geckos. I have one that I'm not sure on the morph of him, but I got him at Reptile Expo. He's one of my first geckos. This rack is temporary, and I will be moving them into bioactive 20-gallon long soon, but that's for some time in the future. And yeah, then we'll move on to my 2 first leopard geckos, which are right here. It's just a normal one, and then I have my albino in the back somewhere. And don't want to scare them too much. He's very skittish. They get along good together, so I haven't separated them. So yeah, and then I have my breeding pair of rainwaters. This is a rainwater red stripe, and then I have my, not back there, and here is a rainwater white and yellow. They're breeding right now, but I plan on separating them shortly because they've been together for a bit, and I actually have gotten 1 baby from them. Let me just move this. Right here is my baby leopard gecko. I just have him in this incubator so I can keep the temperature good on him. And that's a little baby. He hatched the 31st of last month, and he's doing really good. Don't want to stress him out too much because he is just a baby and all, so we're going to leave him be. He's in a 6-quart tub. Along in this incubator I have just a bunch of springtail cultures to go along as well. Let me move that back. Then I have my dart frog tadpoles, which I'll just show 1 or 2 of them real quick. They are all Dendrobates tinctorius bucois. Here is the biggest one. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me get some light on this. Hopefully that's better. This is my oldest one as of now. Getting ready to pop those front legs. And then I have the youngest one that I have right now is over here. Just a small little guy. And yeah, I have about, I think, almost 18 still in here. There's an incubator that I flipped on its side to make it easier to fit this. Because where I am, it is still quite cold, and temperature keeps changing. We'll have days that it's like really cold and then days that it's like 60s, so I don't need them fluctuating too much. I also have an egg up here that I just found in my crested gecko tank, which we're getting to right now, that I'm about to go check if it's fertile or not, and then I'll get it all set up. And this is the female that the egg came from. This is my first reptile ever. She's in an 18 by 18 by 18 Exoterra with, it's bioactive with all live plants and cork bark. Move this plant out of the way. I'm not sure on her morph, because I got her at Petco when I was like 10 years old. She's about 6 years old now. And that's her. Then I have my male crested gecko, who is also in an 18 by 18 by 18 Exoterra with all live plants. And I'm not sure if you can see him in there. You can see his eye. I don't want to stress him out at all, so he's very skittish, so just leave him be. Then I have my red-eyed tree frog, who is, again, in an 18 by 18 by 18 Exoterra with all live plants. I've just been letting it grow in with pothos. I'm not sure on that plant, and that back there is a bromeliad. He seems to be doing good. Don't want to wake him up, though. Still too early for him to be up. Then we'll move on to my gargoyle gecko, which is in this 20-gallon pie that is put on its side with a custom glass front. Can actually get him out for you. He is one of my newest pets, and he's doing very good. He has some nice red and white stripes. He's shedding right now, so he doesn't look that good. But I have pictures of him on my Facebook at Trailing Life, if you want to see some better pictures of him. I should be saying her. It's most likely a female, but you can't tell. It's too young. So, yeah. Oop. Just plop right in there. She has all live plants, and this goes all the way back behind that cork bark for her to hide back there, too. And, yeah. Make sure I don't pinch her. Let's put her up here. And then we'll move on to my dart frogs, parents of the tadpoles. There is a male and female Dendrobates tinctorius becoys. The male is in that bromeliad. I'm pretty sure he's currently actually putting a tadpole in there. That's what that cup was for, but it seems that he doesn't like it. And then the female is down at the bottom, right there. I've had them since November, and they have just been breeding like crazy. They are my first dart frogs, and I do plan on getting more in these tanks that I'm about to show you down here. But just being patient with it. They're in a 20-gallon high with a bunch of live plants, bromeliads, and some gravia right there. And that's it about them. Then we'll move on next to them to this. It's just a 20-gallon planted tank with nothing in it yet. I do plan on putting some dart frogs in here, most likely a different species of Dendrobates cinctorius, but I still want to do some more research and look into it more. And then down here is a 20-gallon on its side again that I do plan on getting either green imitators or some variabilis, but not sure yet. Also all live plants, some begonias, bromeliads, ficus, some kind of rabbit's foot fern, and yeah. Then we can move on to my baby crest gecko. Almost forgot about him. He is almost a year old now, I'd say. So he's not so much of a baby anymore. But he's in this 12 by 12 by 18 Exoterra with all live plants. And he seems to be doing really good. Still staying nice and fat. And yeah, he is the baby of my two up there. Then I have my baby dart frogs, which I actually have 3 that are about to morph out. So let me move those. Here's one if you want to see it. They should morph out in the next like 3 days or so, 2 or 3 days. And then I'll have 3 more dart frogs along with the babies. There is currently 6 of them in here. There is the first baby. I could tell by those 2 dots right at the behind the big dot on his head. That's how I try to remember. I only remember the first one just to know he's the first one that I did raise. Then there's another one over there. There's another one back there. And there's 3 more in here, but I don't want to stress them out because they're very small. They are all less than a month old. And they're all doing very well though. This is completely seeded with springtails, so they always have food whenever they need it. And then, oh, he's hopping around. Move all of this back. Then I do have my isopods over here, but I will be making a separate video on them in the future, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that about wraps up this video. A lot of babies this month with the leopard gecko and the dart frogs coming, along with the ones that already hatched. And the new egg that I just pulled right before I started this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned for new videos, and peace.